So thank you. Is it Dalano?
Dalano.
Dalano.
Yes,
thank you for joining me today.
So straight to we're purpose patches with a purpose where you buy one hat, switch out the patch like so. Matter of fact, let's pull that a little closer so you can. There we go. There we go. So you can see it.
Yes.
Like so. We're a company that we make hats for that's catered to us, not only for us, but catered to us. So all of our hats are full satin lined. And we also offer our backless hats, you know, because you know what, we're gonna do this. We're gonna take this. So I started this business back in January of 2018 is when there we go. I started the business. I thought of the business back in 2016 and I was waiting around. So 2017, November of 2017, I took $40 to Walmart and tried to get a hat and got some patches and like, I wonder if I can get this thing to work with the Velcro. And I did my my prototype for $40 and then just started building from there. And then January, I made it official, made my first order and yeah, got it moving. Again, I serve everybody as far as customers, but my product is geared towards us. So when you, for example, got my creator, my lock, hustle and motivate, be the spark. Common thing you will see in all of my messages, they're all uplifting, no vulgarness, nothing like that. They're all something that will help uplift somebody. Even when you look at somebody like Tupac, some people have opinions on him, so on and so forth, but I went to a specific thing that he said, which was, I might not be able to change the world, but I will be, I want to be able to spark the mind that will change it. That's why this patch is calling for you to be the spark.
Yeah, I love that.
World. You know, something simple as dripping with melanin. I make sure to put the color in there, all of our different shades in there, but it's all there. We all together. Same as where we at? My black is beautiful, which I made sure to in the design it has different fonts just to show how different we are and the shades again, but we're all still together in that one. And this is my favorite one, which is Black is Heaven. You know, it got hell scratched out, of course, but that's just something, if you grew up in certain areas of the country, somebody might say you black is blah, blah, blah. No, I'm black as heaven, you know, and I made sure to put heaven as gold and, you know, of course, with the black and gold, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's my target. But as far as my main customers, I ain't gonna lie, it's the women. Women be supporting me, and that's why you will see more patches geared towards them. But I also have, you know, some more universal and of course some for the men as well. I can't get inventory in because of COVID. So the city where I get my hats made, real quick, if like I said, you see the full satin and everything on the hats. With that, I go through a certain city to get these made in. And that city, not only was it a lot of COVID cases popping up, so they shut the city down, but they also got hit with a typhoon. So I got some thousands of dollars in an order that I can't touch. So I'm down to maybe like 200 hats, and that's a various colors. So it's, and one end it did help me, but now I don't know where I'm gonna go from right now. So I've been trying to add like new options in with my business, like I said, with the patch bag, like so. You know, so we have our shoulder patch bag, and we just introduced. We're actually introducing next week our carry-on bag. Like so, it's the perfect carry-on. It's perfect for traveling. It has a whole bunch of different options. So we're just trying to do anything right now to. It's survival mode, and that's one thing that we as Black people have always been able to do is survive. So I just took one thing and I went into another area with it, something that I know everybody need, everybody traveling, everybody moving around, even though we supposed to be sitting still, people still moving around. So, you know, it's time to call an audible, and that's what I'm doing. So that's where we are right now with it. So this is my first patch that I did. If you can, there we go. There's a suicide hotline number on here.
Okay.
And it's called the Helper Patch. This is the patch that I started with. You see, I didn't upgrade it since I started. My patches are bigger now. But this is why I started, because I want to put out a message. I want to be able to help people. If you know anything about the semicolon movement, if you see somebody with that tattoo on them or they have it on their clothing, that means they're willing to help you through those hard times when you're real close to the edge. I started this business because, just to go into my story a little bit, I moved down to Atlanta back in 2012, and I started a job, and I was accused of something that I didn't do involving money, and it kind of sent me on a spiral. I had to move back home to Kansas City, and if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have made it. And I was searching out different things to kind of help me get through mentally, and then I stumbled upon the semicolon movement, like I said, and it was like, man, I want to get that message out there so much, because I was helped through, so I want to be able to help others through. So I'm like, how can I do that? And bam, right there, your forehead. You know, that's the first thing people see. If I can't help you, this hotline will be able to help you. And so just to get that message out there, I'm like, cool. But then you start thinking like, man, I want to also help my people. You know what I mean? I also want to encourage people. So when you see things like protect the provider father, you know, you see things like Black King, Black Queen, you know, just it by any means necessary. All these are uplifting things. Mother of Earth. It's like, man, I want to be able to put out those type of messages to help my people. So that's one way I'm helping, being a walking billboard of change, you know?
Love it.
Just getting my online presence out there a little bit more. Because so down here in Atlanta, and not only in Atlanta, a lot of places they have, like, I do a lot of pop-ups. So with doing those, you know, you got to pay to get into those. And sometimes those are more of a hustle for the person that's putting on the show than it is a benefit to the vendor. Because I've been in events that had 75 to 100 vendors, but only 5 people came to shop. So, you know, if I had a better online presence, I wouldn't have to worry about going to the shows as much. I like the hand in hand, because I get to be up front and close with my customer and then be able to put a smile on their face. Like, people tell me things like, man, I love this song. So like, getting that kind of helps push it. But at the same time, if I had a better online presence, then I wouldn't have to lean so much into these, because, you know, sometimes you're paying, like, for example, I paid $1,000 to get into a show that I made $1,800 at, you know, and after I look at inventory and all that I had to make the $1,800, and then you look at $1,000 and so on and so forth, you got people there to help you with this supposed to be a big event, you know, I'm paying them. Now it's like I'm at a loss, you know, because it's not, the people there wasn't supposed to. So you run into events like that, into situations like that. So just getting a better online presence and a more consistent flow of customers, because I do have a great rate of people coming back and shopping with me, but it's a small pool, which sometimes a small pool, well, not sometimes, all times, but a small pool is better than no pool. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um, Honestly, it's just seeing how I'm gonna stay afloat right now. That's literally where I'm at. Cause I've been a truck driver for the past 10 years. Back in April, I quit my job, uh, trying to go full in on the business. But then now we're running into inventory issues, and then I got to be able to pay my bills still. So while I'm sitting there waiting on inventory, bills are still stacking up, so on and so forth. So it's I'm I'm just trying to stay afloat. Like I said, I'm just trying to stay afloat right now. So like me and my wife was talking about this yesterday. We started her earring business, and you should know your market before you invest into something. So I'm sitting on about 2,500 pairs of earrings right now because I jumped out. We got 40, 50 different designs, and they're just not moving. You know what I mean? And you know how sometimes you buy a car, you don't see nobody else with that car, but as soon as you buy it, you see 50 people the next day with your car, same color, same everything. That's what happened with us. We ended up buying something that was more obtainable by. It was just with so many people starting businesses last year. A lot of people went through the same sources of as far as warehouse and everything. So we'll be at a show and 5 other people have the same earrings we have. So just do more research before you invest dollars. See if it's somebody else out there in the market. Even if it is somebody out there, that don't mean don't do it. But how is what's your strategy of being better than them or being more cost effective than them? Do you have a different marketing situation that's going to set you apart? So on and so forth. Like I go to shows with people that do hats, but I never have been at a show where people have satin line hats. I've never been at a show where people have satin line backless hats. I've never been at a show where people have satin line backless hats with interchangeable patches. So with this product, I'm set apart. I'm unique in that aspect. But when it comes to other things, such as, like I said, the bags, I just started with the brimless hats. And I went to a show where they were selling theirs at $10, where my price point is $15. So just knowing what's kind of going on, what's the market, so on and so forth. That'd be my best advice. Yeah. My biggest inspiration is my children, my family. I don't want to be cliche with that, but that's honestly what it is. It's like my daughters, like they don't even have a mindset of getting a job no more. It's like I'm gonna be like daddy and get my own business. And I actually have them their own business now. Like I did a partnership with them on hats. So like all of my hats says living in my purpose on there, because that's our tagline, living in my purpose. But I also have children's hats with their company, which is BOK. My first 3 children is Brooklyn, Onala, and Carly. So it's BOK for them. But we flipped it to Brilliant Outstanding Kids. So now they already have a business, and just making sure that they know more than I did when I got to a certain age. I've always been a hustler, but now they see a legitimate business and they're like, they want to do that. And again, they're in that position where as they get older, they'll be able to do that, So that's my biggest inspiration, making sure they don't have to want, they don't have to want, but they know how to earn to get theirs. So yeah, other than that, maybe some good music. Matter of fact, I do want to shout out. I don't even know the name of this artist. It's a white guy. It's a gospel song called "All In," and that kind of pushed me to the point where it's like I definitely have to leave my job now. It's a song. He's just saying I'm going all in. No looking back. And it's just like, man, that's great inspiration. Even though it's a gospel song, just being able to tell myself in that moment, like, you know what, I've been playing with this for so long, and all signs lead to X, Y, and Z. I'm not sure what your beliefs are, but sometimes God be giving that extra push. You know what I mean? And with that song, it kind of gave me that extra push, and I'm like, man, this is a great message. It's time to go all in, stop playing around with it. And this is if you have a real business. I'm not saying if you're doing X, Y. If you have something that you know what I mean, so on and so forth, go all in. You know what I mean? I got tired of living like, well, I'm not gonna have this, we're not gonna have these certain luxuries. There's things we done had to do without for the last few months, but we still maintaining, rent's paid, car notes is paid for the most part. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
All right.